Hello party people! We're back with another dev chat. Today's video is based on all of the August dev chats. If you're interested in reading the actual documents for them, or if you want to visit the website, social media accounts, or Patreon, I have all of the links for everything in the video description down below. Just as a reminder, when you support Paralives on Patreon, you're supporting a small team. You're agreeing to keep details and elements private because you support them and want them to succeed. You acknowledge that their patrons are essentially the only way Paralives is being financially supported. You respect these people as game developers, as a company, and more importantly as human beings who deserve respect. I've been seeing a lot of leaks online and it's just kind of frustrated me. So that's my piece about it, and let's move on to the good. We're going to begin with the community voted questions. Do you remember Charlie? Charlie is the 3D model that the devs have used while working on the Parafolk. Charlie was created with the intention of going from a neutral body frame to a more masculine or a more feminine one without issue. Before Charlie existed, they had already created the first para, Maggie. They tested a lot of things on Maggie and were able to go from a neutral body to Maggie's body thanks to the various sliders. She wasn't the only one who they tested this on. There were several unnamed parafolk that were used to test sliders on Charlie's body. I adore the idea that some festivities aren't as important or liked by certain paras. For example, one para might not like their birthday, but the other one does. It's a great idea. I appreciate it. Modders will be able to replace or add new audio files through the mod system. It would be nice if local paras could decorate or furnish their homes. If they're expecting a baby, maybe they purchase a crib. Maybe even for certain seasons or holidays, they add decorations to reflect that or change what they're wearing. These are definitely cool ideas, and I wouldn't mind seeing this in the game. Let's move on to general questions. It's very possible that there will be pre-made empty houses. This would be good as it would give more options for people who don't want to build their own house or download custom content. It would also just be a good option for people who want a base to start off with. You know, like an empty base build where they can add their own stuff, their own little personal touches and whatnot. There are a ton of options in Paralives. Sometimes too many options might be overwhelming. Some of the ways the devs are trying to help streamline the creative process for players would be through including pre-made color swatches, pre-made sizes for things like beds, and presets for body parts like noses. They'd even like to include some pre-made rooms for players who want to just quickly add a room like that. I think that's a good idea. Hovering over the day of the week might show extra information, but it's not set in stone yet. They're thinking of adding in a stats menu to show all kinds of data regarding your save file, like playtime. I have a love-hate relationship with stuff like this. I love seeing it, and I hate seeing it too. I don't want to know that I've spent 340 hours or like a week in the game. It hurts my soul knowing I've spent that much time playing a game. Next, we have live mode questions. Since there is a height slider, we will be seeing different heights for different ages. How the paras grow into their height isn't confirmed, but they will grow to their height. Maybe they will gradually, or maybe it'll be a couple of growth spurts. I'm very excited to see this in action. I can't wait to see different heights in the game. Very cool. Long distance relationships is a pretty unique idea for life simulation games. There could be many different things regarding it. For example, the characters might go visit each other. Maybe one of them is an active character that isn't visible most of the time, like they're living abroad. Standard relationship interactions would still apply, but maybe your character would need to write, call, or text more in order to not miss the other person, since they would have less face-to-face time. This is a type of relationship I haven't even considered to be included in Life Sim, but I do like it. It's pretty neat sounding. Being able to reorder actions in your para's action queue is just fantastic. At the moment, it's not possible to reorder actions that are already being performed. You can only reorder the ones that are waiting to be performed. In the future, it's possible that they might make it so that reordering an action that is being performed will stop the action so that the para can resume it later when the queue gets to the action again. I like the sound of that. It would be a nice little detail to see paras gradually grow gray, silver, or white hair over time. I would like to see aging like that be represented in a life sim. I feel like the aging process is normally completely removed due to the fact that they're in life stages. I like seeing a little bit of gray hair on people as they age. Life is too cool to remove stuff like that. Comparing the days from The Sims to the days in Paralives, Paralives will definitely have longer and slower days by a little bit. There are tests that still need to be done, but either way it'll be nice to get a little bit more done in a day since it'll be a longer day. The idea that you only control one person out of a household is intriguing. I think if there was an option for that sort of gameplay, I would personally use it all the time. Sometimes I just want to focus on that one person in a household or a family, so this would be perfect for that. I feel like you could get way more creative with storylines just to see how other paras would react to your main one. It feels kind of weird when you can control everyone, but you have like a teen who is a rebel and you have to force the parents to react to them. But this way, the reaction would be completely natural. I wouldn't be forcing it to happen. I don't know about you, but this might possibly be my favorite idea from this entire dev chat. Moving on to build mode related things, let's go! There will be wall mounted shelves and you will be able to place items on them. Windowsills would be doable, but there aren't enough windows to test it right now. Maybe in the future, we'll see. When you delete a wall in a room, you have two ways to delete it. One way will leave a ghost wall behind, which will leave the room split into two, and the other way completely destroys the wall. Therefore, if you were using that wall to separate two rooms, the one way would leave it as two rooms, and the second way would merge them into one room. You can recreate these ghost walls easily, but the walls that were totally destroyed would require an undo action. If you want a row of 4 townhouses that are right next to each other, attached even, all you gotta do is create 4 separate lots. On those lots, create the homes and have them touch. There you go, a row of townhouses. It's good to know that you won't be able to create a lot, make a row of townhouses on said lot, and then divide them into individual lots afterwards. This might be possible to do eventually, but not right now. This is a brilliant idea. Do you want to hear it? Of course you do. Their idea was that if you're placing the same vegetation item multiple times, the game would cycle through different versions of it, so different sizes, rotations, and whatnot. This would be an easy way to add variation to the build without forcing the players to actually do it themselves by changing the size and the rotation of each plant individually. It would save the player a ton of time while landscaping. This is a feature that might be considered later. Finally, we have 2 Paramaker questions, answers, and ideas. Adult paras are pretty much done now. That means they're moving on to a different age group. Let me know in the comment section what age group you think they're working on now, because I am excited. I think it's going to be children because of Eli. I don't know. They haven't started working on pets yet, but it would make sense to include breed presets, especially for dogs. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all staying well. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future Paralives Dev Chats. Next month, we're going to go over the September Dev Chats. Until next time, bye!